Welcome to episode number 45 of this Vinny J MLB The Show 20 Road to the Show series. And today I'm obviously playing my Vinny J MLB The Show 20 Road to the Show series. Like it says in the title, and like I said 20 seconds ago. And you might be wondering why I'm playing this. And you might be wondering why I'm playing this in MLB The Show 20. The reason why I'm playing this series in MLB The Show 20 is because you cannot port any franchises or Road to the Shows from MLB The Show 20 to any later versions of the game. So I have to continue the series in MLB The Show 20, which I have no problem doing. It's episode number 45 of this series, like I said, 50 seconds ago, and like it says in the title. And like it says in the title as well, this episode will be the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game here in this Vinny J MLB The Show 20 Road to the Show series. If I do sound different, which I probably do, I have a little bit of a cold. That's why I sound like really stuffed up. My nose is stuffed up. I don't have a fever, but I do have a runny nose sometimes, and my nose is stuffed up. So that's why I sound a little bit different. I assume I sound a little bit different on camera. I assume I do, but either way, that's the reason I sound different is because I have a little bit of a cold and/or allergies. But bottom line is I'm still able to film here, although I do sound, like I said, a little bit different. Home Run Derby and All-Star Game. But first, I'm going to show you Vinny J's stats through the first half of the season, and then I'll show you the standings. Vinny J has been in the MLB for just over 3 years. 2'10", 6'2", 210 pounds, 21 years old, from Texas. He bats right, throws right, A potential, 92 overall. He played first base, second base, and third base. His stats are right there, top one. 2020 with the Marlins. He's played 89 games in the first half, 359 at-bats, 71 runs scored, 156 hits, 34 doubles, only one triple, but I mean, still 34 doubles is a lot. 1 triple, 44 home runs, 103 RBIs, 4 walks. I assume all intentional, I'm pretty sure. Or 4 walks. I believe all of them have been intentional. 2 strikeouts, 5 stolen bases. I've been caught 8 times trying to steal a base. So I have 5 stolen bases, 8 caught stealings, 435 average, 440 on-base percentage, 903 and then I'm slotted 903, and my OPS is 1342. My career average is 434. Career base percentage is 432. Career slotted is 811, and then career OPS is 1244. This is 2017. I was drafted by the Marlins. Got called up like halfway through the year. Played 80 games, hit 34 home runs, batted .501. Next year, I played 138 games in Miami in 2018. 34 home runs, 385 average, and in 2019 I batted .440, 52 home runs, 152 RBIs, 52 home runs, 152 RBIs. I batted .440. Marlins actually made the playoffs for the first time in Vinny J's career, and we played the Nationals in the wild card round. So this is still the old MLB postseason rules where you have 3 division winners and then two teams that play in a one-game wild card playoff. We played the Nationals in D.C. And beat them, and then we went to L.A. or we beat the Nationals in D.C. in the wild card round. Then we played the Dodgers in the NLDS, beat them in 5 games, I believe, but then lost to the Braves in the NLCS in, I believe, 4 games. So we beat the Nationals in the wild card game in Washington, D.C., then beat the Dodgers in a best-of-5 NLDS, and I believe in 5 games, but then got swept by the Braves in the best-of-7 NLCS. And this year, I mean, let's look at the standings now. This year, the Marlins are doing well. The Marlins are in first place in the NL East, 3 games up on the Mets, and we've won 4 straight games. The Mets have lost 3 straight games. I'm going to show you the schedule momentarily here. You already saw it for a split second, but we just played the Mets in the last series of the first half and swept them. In Miami, we won all 3 games. Our last series of the first half was a 3-game series against the Mets at home in Miami, and we swept them. So we were tied going into that series, but because we swept them, we're now 3 games up on the New York Mets. So we're 58-38, 604 winning percentage, and we're 3 games up on the Mets for first place in the NL East. 3 games up on the Mets, 3.5 games up on the Braves, 8.5 games up on the Nationals, and then 16 games up on the Phillies. And right now we're ranked 10th in baseball, 18th in pitching, 14th in defense, 10th in speed, 10th in contact, and then 4th in power. And then, like I said, overall, we're ranked 10th in baseball. I guess before we get into the home run derby, because he's definitely in the home run derby, Vinny J is. I'm gonna show you the entire standings. Yeah, NL East, we're in first place in that division, obviously. NL Central, Cubs lead that division, 4.5 games up on the Cardinals. Rockies lead the NL West. The Rockies and Dodgers actually are tied for first place in the NL West. They're both 53 and 43. And then the Cardinals are in that top wild card spot. And yeah, the Cardinals are in that top wild card spot. Mets in the second wild card spot. But then you have the Braves half a game behind the Mets. And then you have the Rockies and Dodgers 2 games behind the Mets for that last wild card spot in the National League. Over to the American League side of things. AL East, Red Sox lead that division, 4.5 games up on the Orioles. Tigers lead the AL Central, 5 games up on the Indians, 5.5 games up on the Twins. And then over in the AL West, the Rangers lead that division, 2 games up on the A's, 3.5 games up on the Astros, or 2 games up on the A's, 3.5 games up on the Angels, 8 games up on the Astros, and then 8.5 games up on the Mariners. And then I show you the AL. And then the AL wildcard standings, the A's are in that first wildcard spot, while the Angels are in that second wildcard spot, and then the Orioles are 2.5 games back, and then so on and so forth. So yeah, leaders. I just want to show you home runs. Yeah, I'm in first place. I'm up on Trevor Story. He has 27. I have 44. So I'm up 14 home runs on Trevor Story. So the 4 players from the NL and the home run derby. Well, it's definitely Vinny J, Trevor Story, and Anthony Rizzo. But then you have Manny Espandona tied for 4th with Freddie Freeman. So I'm not sure if it's only one of those 2 players in the home run derby. I think it's only Manny Espandona just because he's first. He's above Freddie Freeman, although they both have 26 home runs, but it'll be one of these guys in the home run derby. And over in the AL, it'll be Paul Goldschmidt, who's on the Rangers in this game, then Bryce Harper, who's on the Orioles, then George Springer on the Mariners, and then it will be, it'll be Mike Trout, Mookie Betts, Lonnie Chisenhall, or Jose Abreu. That's going to probably be Mike Trout, just because he's the top player out of the 4, because it's a quadruple tie for 4th place. Yeah, and obviously in this game, Betts is still on the Red Sox, and Abreu is still on the White Sox, Chisenhall's on the A's, and then Trout's still on the Angels. But I'll be the number 1 seed, and they'll lead the whole MLB with home runs. I mean, there's no player in the MLB that has 30-plus home runs except for Vinny J, and he has obviously 40-plus, and he has 44 home runs. 435 average, 44 home runs, 103 RBIs, 440 on-base percentage, and I'm sledding 903 at the All-Star break. Let's get into the home run derby right now. You've been invited to swing for the fences in the MLB Home Run Derby. Would you like to participate? Obviously. Let's play Home Run Derby. I'm the 1 seed. Trevor Story's the 2 seed. Then it's Bryce Harper. Then it's Paul Goldschmidt. Then Freddie Freeman. Then Anthony Rizzo. Then George Springer. And then to round it out at the 8th seed is Lonnie Chisenhall. And I'm not even playing Lonnie Chisenhall in the first round. It's 1-8, 2-7, 3-6, and then 4-5. That's the first round matchups. So I'm playing the 8 seed Chisenhall from the A's. I'm not sure where the home run derby and the All-Star game will be. I just see it. I'm not sure where it's going to be. And it's in Tampa. That is Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay. Obviously, in real life, this is 2020. And obviously, in real life, if there was a 2020 MLB home run derby and All-Star game, which there was supposed to be, obviously, but there wasn't because of COVID, the real life 2020 home run derby and All-Star game would have been played in LA, but obviously that wasn't the case because of COVID, and then the 2021 was in Atlanta. Supposed to be in Colorado, supposed to be in Atlanta, but then it got moved to Colorado, and then because LA didn't host in 2020 because of COVID, LA hosted the home run derby and All-Star game in 2022 last year. So yeah, but in the 2020 home run derby and All-Star game, and this game is in Tampa Bay at Tropicana Field. I couldn't think of the name for a second, but we're in Tampa Bay here at Tropicana Field. I've been at this ballpark for 2 games between the Twins and the Rays back in 2019. Rays won the first game, blew out the Twins, but then the second game, the Twins won that game. Then it was like 4-3 or something. So this is the guy I'm playing. I'm gonna fast forward to Nets user batter, which how many did he hit? He only hit 8. I mean that should be easy for Vinny J. And here we go. Well, that did out of here. It's 4 minutes. That's close, and it's gone. 416 just over the wall in dead center field. That one's absolutely demolished. Might hit a catwalk. That's 430. 439. Here we go. That was demolished. This is only some easy work to knock out Chisenhall. 440. 444. That was demolished. Thank you very much. 435. I'm really close on the guesses. That is a high fly ball, but that should be out of here as well. That'll be probably like 400. 397, 3 feet off a den. That's to left center field by those deck, and that barely got out of here. And that's a liner that's gonna get out of here. 435. No, I was way off. It's 399. Here, this is the tie-in. I don't think I have a swing that hasn't been a home run. I think that was my first swing that wasn't a home run. That's a home run though. I'm tied in. One more to advance to the second round. 410. 16 feet off. It was 426. I'm tied at 8 for the win. And is that gone? It's close. If it's gone, I'm saying 420. And it's not gone off the base of the wall. That one is Oppo Tato towards the race tank. 420. And it's off the just below off the top of the wall. That should be gone, hopefully. If it is, it's 420. And it's gone! Into the first row. It was 5 feet off. It was 415. I guess 420. And I beat Chisenhall. That was got over the wall by maybe a foot or two. And I know you're playing. So all the home runs were to left field or center field. And I will be playing Freddie Freeman, who's the 5th seed, or Paul Goldschmidt, who's the 4th seed. So I'll be playing the 4 or 5 seed, which is Freddie Freeman or Paul Goldschmidt. Freddie Freeman's up now. That's user batter, and let's end up playing Freddie Freeman. As Freddie Freeman beat Paul Goldschmidt 12-11. Freddie Freeman beat Paul Goldschmidt 12-11. And then over on the other side of the bracket, Bryce Harper beat Anthony Rizzo 12-11. And then George Springer beat Trevor Story, so the 7th seed. George Springer, who was the 7th seed, beat the number 2 seed Trevor Story 13-11. So it's Vinny J, Freddie Freeman, and then it's Bryce Harper and George Springer. So it's the 1st seed versus the 5th seed, and then the 3rd seed versus the 7th seed. Obviously, I'm the higher seed, so the lower seed goes first. So Freddie Freeman hit 12, which is obviously 4 more than what Chisenhall hit, but who knows? Sorry about that. I'm just looking at some text from one of my teammates for basketball for this week's schedule for basketball, so hold on. Okay. Sorry about that, but yeah, so obviously Freddie Freeman hit 12. I need 12 to tie, 13 to win. I had 9 in the first round. My longest was 444 feet. Here we go. 4 minutes on the clock here, and that's not going to be done. Was close. That's gone. That might be setting the deck, maybe. 440. That's not nowhere near setting the deck. 454 though. That's onto the concourse. That's a liner. That should be high enough and far enough. 420. 409. Into like the 3rd row. And that's off of Tato. Is that far enough and high enough? 390. Off the wall, maybe 5 feet short. That's off of Tato. Is it fair? That should be gone if it's fair. And it's gone. 355 into the front row. In right field, my first opposite field home run. That one might be on top of that roof. 440. 434 off the batter's eye. It was 434, so I was 6 feet off. Here we go. That ball is probably onto that deck over there with that fan. 440, 430 onto that deck by the table was and the fan is. That's high. Well, it did out of here, though. 430. And it's off the wall. That's a liner, but way foul. Remember, I do have a timeout, and when I use my timeout, it will bring my energy back up to 100%. That's a liner. That's out of here. 440. 440. 449. Still haven't tested home run distance yet. That one isn't fair. Might hit the pole. 435. It's fair. It's at the pole. 412 only. That's 7. Still need 5 more to tie. That's not going to be done. My energy's in the yellow. 215 that I have earned 30 seconds of bonus time because I did have 2 home runs over 440 feet. That one's gonna get out of here. A wall scraper, but it went out. And I'm gonna call my timeout here to get my energy back up to. I don't know if it goes back up to 100%, but it definitely goes back up to at least like 80%. And there's Money Durandal and a few other players giving me some water or Gatorade during my timeout. I appreciate it. It was Castro, Durandal, and then I don't know who the other guy was. That's Oppo Taco. That should be out of here. That's probably like 400. 400! I guessed it! I guessed my first home run distance. It was 400 feet, and I got it right in the nose. 420. 406, but that's my first home run distance. 2 to tie. 140 on the clock. 410. And that literally hit right below the yellow line, so it's not gone. 130 on the clock, plus I have 30 seconds of bonus time. That gone. 410. And it's gone. 436 into that little corridor. And that's towards the race tank. It's to the right of it. It's the tie-in. 430. And 419. Here we go. 12-12. 150 on the clock. One home run. And I would go to the finals. And that should do it. That will do it. Can I guess it though? 430. 445. 15 feet off. I'm going to the finals. Vinny J is to play. What? Forgot who. I beat Freddie Freeman. I didn't know how to play. Well, Bryce Harper or someone else. I don't remember. I would play Bryce Harper or George Sprinter in the finals. And now George Sprinter, who's on the Mariners in this game, is up. Here we go. That's the user batter. And I am playing Bryce Harper, who's on the Orioles in this game. As Bryce Harper, who was the 3 seed, beat the 7 seeded George Sprinter 14-13. And then because I'm the higher, and because Bryce Harper's the lower seed, he went first and only hit 9. So I need 9 to tie, 9 home runs to tie, and then 10 home runs to win the home run derby. Here we go. I had 9 in the first round, 13 in the second round. My longest in the second round, I believe, was 454 feet, it said. There's home run number 1, 420, 407. Here we go. Can I guess the second home run distance? I've already guessed 1. Can I guess 2? Here we go. 420. If it's gone, it's gone. 425. I'm close. I don't think that's sitting out. That was close, but no cigar. That one's Oppo Taco. 395. 382. Sits a tie. That's a liner. That might be gone, but I don't think that's high enough or far enough, and it'll one off the wall in left center. That one's high enough and far enough. Hopefully. Touch it. 410. 450. Nacho was first row. Hit like 3 home runs in that same spot. That one I think is only long enough, hopefully. 395. 403. Here we go. I need 4 to tie. 5 to win, and that was a pitch that was like in on my hands. I almost would have been a fly ball to the center fielder if we were playing a real game. That one's gone. 420. 444. Here we go. 3 to tie. I have not got bonus time yet, I don't think. I'm not sure. 450. 430 off the batter's eye. 235 on the clock. 2 to tie here. 230 on the clock. That's gone. It's like 395. It's gone. 430. And it went in a gap between the wall and the stands. Is that gone? And it's not gone. Here we go. 250 on the clock. And that should tie Harper, hopefully. 420. Oh, it hit at the very top of the wall. And now I pop this one up. It might be long enough. Is it fair? It's not long enough as it hits shy of the warning track. 2 on the clock. That one's gone. I tied him with 2 on the clock. 4:15. 2 feet off. Here we go. One more home run. I win the home run derby. Is it fair? If it's fair, it is fair. 4:40. Oh, I was 1 foot off. I almost got a second home run distance. I almost guessed a second home run distance. I was 1 foot off on my last home run. I said 440. It was 441. But either way, I won the home run derby to beat Bryce Harper 10-9 in the finals. And Vinny J has won the home run derby here in 2020 here at Tropicana Field in Tampa Bay. Or really in St. Petersburg. As they announced, Vinny J, the PA announcer says Vinny J's a champion. And there was somewhat of a roar, somewhat. I had 9 in the first round, 13 in the second round, 10 in the final round, or the championship. And Vinny J, I believe, has won a home run derby before. I think, I'm not sure, I don't think this is his first career home run derby win. But either way, regardless of if this is Vinny J's first career home run derby win or not, or home run derby champion, or regardless of if this is the first home run derby Vinny J has won, he's won this one, so it might be his first home run derby championship that Vinny J just got, or this home run derby Vinny J just won might be his first career home run derby championship, maybe. But regardless of if it's his first career home run derby championship or not, he's won the home run derby for possibly his first time possibly his first time in his career. Possibly for the first time in his career, Vinny J has won the home run derby. Possibly, I'm not sure though. But either way, he's won this home run derby as he's won the 2020. Is it 2020? Yeah, 2020. Yeah. As Vinny J has won the 2020 MLB Home Run Derby. And he's obviously a starter in the 2020 MLB All-Star Game. So let's get into the All-Star Game right away here. Let's go to the main menu as Vinny J has won the 2020 MLB Home Run Derby. Now let's go to the 2020 MLB All-Star Game. Obviously at the same ballpark as the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game are at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. And this game, it is 2020. And obviously in the All-Star Game, you don't play the entire game. Obviously, if you're a starter, you probably did like maybe 2 or 3 at bats, and then you get pulled in like the 6th or 7th inning. So, no, play the All-Star Game right away here. First, I'll show you who the starters are and stuff, and I'll show you the All-Star voting before we get into the All-Star Game, and then obviously I'll play the All-Star Game, and then after that, the episode will end. So, yeah. So the only thing in this episode will be the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game, as I'll show you the All-Star voting, then we'll get into the All-Star Game, and then obviously after the All-Star Game, this episode will be over. Starting pitcher for the NL is Clayton Kershaw. For the AL, it's Corey Kluber, who in this game is still on the Indians. Obviously, usually they take the top 5 starters for both leagues, and then for relievers, they take maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5. But top reliever in the NL is Tony Cinderani, and then the top reliever in the AL is Chris Davinsky. And then the top closer in the NL is Cody Allen of the Rockies. Top closer in the AL is Zach Britton of the Tigers. And then at catcher, it's Wilson Contreras. First base is obviously Vinny J. Had a one. It says 1134, or one, it says for like votes, it says 1134K. Well, really that means it's over 1 million. So I had I had 1,134,000 votes. I'm pretty sure what that means. And I mean, the second place giant was Anthony Rizzo. Anthony Rizzo had 648K. I had 1134K, which is in this case it's 1,134 or 1,134,000 votes. So not over 1 million votes. Second base, Defonso Alfonso. I don't think that's a real player. At third base, you have Manny Machado on the Pirates. At shortstop, you have Trey Turner of the Nationals. Left field, you have Corey Dickerson of the Cardinals. Center field, you have Charlie Blackmon of the Cardinals. Right field, you have Michael Castro, who I believe was one of the players that was with Vinny J during that timeout in the Home Run Derby. So you have all 3 outfielders, all 3 starting outfielders in the NL are from the Cardinals. Michael Castro, Charlie Blackmon, and Corey Dickerson. So that's good for the Cardinals. And then over in the AL, so you have Kluber, Davinsky, Britton. Then you have Wilson Ramos of the Angels behind the plate. Paul Goldschmidt of the Rangers at first base. Brian Dozier of the Orioles at second base. At third base, you have Jose Ramirez of the Indians. Shortstop, you have Francisco Lindor of the Indians. Left field, you have Michael Brantley of the Mariners. Center field, you have George Springer of the Mariners. And then right field, you have Mookie Betts of the Red Sox. And then you have Bryce Harper, who I lost the home run derby to me in second place. Only lost by, what, like 10,000 votes, something like that. But obviously, I'm the starting first baseman in the NL for the All-Star game. Obviously, you have, you do have a DH in the All-Star game. And then obviously, I do have some, obviously you have a lot of pitchers. You have a starting pitcher, but then you have a lot of pitchers in the bullpen, and obviously a lot of position players on the bench. So like I was saying at the end of the last clip, you have obviously a starting pitcher, but then you have a lot of pitchers in the bullpen, and then you obviously have 9 starters, obviously one at each position, and a DH, and then but then obviously, like I said, you have a lot of pitchers in the bullpen and a lot of position players on the bench. So like I said, a starter usually gets, at least in this game, it's like 2 or 3 at bats. So hopefully, it'd be cool if I can hit a home run, or at least if I don't hit a home run in the All-Star game, hopefully I at least did a hit, because I don't want to go over in the All-Star game. Here we go. Let's get into the All-Star game. Let's get into the All-Star game right now. The AL is the home team because obviously we're playing at Tropicana Field, which is home of the Tampa Bay Rays, which is an American League team. So the AL is the home team. So unfortunately, I can't hit like a walk-off home run or a walk-off, but I probably want to be playing in the 9th inning anyways. But you never know. But either way, even if I'm playing in the 9th inning, or even if I play the entire game, I can't hit a walk-off because we're the road team. But yeah, the lineups: Trey Turner for the NL, Trey Turner, Desfano, Alfonso, Anthony Rizzo, Vinny J's. Vinny J's actually the DH. They put Vinny J at DH, and then they put Rizzo at first base. Okay. So I can't have any defensive. I won't have any defensive opportunities here in the All-Star game because I'm the DH. And then you have Corey Dickerson, Manny Machado, Yasiel Puig. Yasiel Puig? Why is he in center field instead of Blackman? Maybe Blackman's hurt or something. You have Yasiel Puig, Wilson Contreras, and then Michael Castro. And then over in the AL, that was the NL lineup. And over in the AL, it's Dylan Bundy who is the starting pitcher, not Corey Kluber. I'm not sure why that was the case. Why Bundy's the starter instead of Kluber, but whatever. And then their lineup, the AL lineup, is Jose Ramirez, Paul Goldschmidt, Francisco Lindor, Mike Trout, George Springer, the DH, Mookie Betts, Bryce Harper, Wilson Ramos, and then Brian Dozier to round it all off. Yeah, I'm the DH, batting fourth for the NL. Let's get into the All-Star game right now. 2020 MLB All-Star game. The starting pitching matchup is Kershaw versus Bundy. Is my career stats. Is my stats in my last 10 games. I have 6 home runs, 16 RBIs, and 1 stolen base, and I'm batting .531 in my last 10 games. Here we go. But first, I'm going to meet with some of the players on the other team. Or actually, no, I'm meeting with some players on my team. That's Manny Machado on the left, and I'm not sure who that is on the right. It's number 25. I'm not sure who that is. I don't see his nameplate because his bat's turned the other way, obviously. Here we go. I know that's Machado on the left because of the face. Here we go. All-Star game. Here in Tampa. Let's watch a prediction. Matt Vasgersian, 2020 MLB All-Star game.
Welcome to our special coverage of the Major League Baseball All-Star Game here on MLB Network. I'll be joined in the booth by Dan Plesac and Mark DeRosa, but before we turn to them, let's turn to the results of the fan voting for this year's All-Star starters. Final preparations being made on the field. We've got a fun night in store. It's the Major League Baseball All-Star Game on MLB Network, and it comes your way next.
That's probably the thumbnail right there. 2020 MLB All-Star Game here at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. Here we go. 2020 MLB All-Star Game, like I said, here at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. Here we go. There's my stats in the first half. 1-0 NL in the first inning. Runner at second, 1 out, top 1. 1-0 NL against Dylan Bundy. Here we go. Whew, that was a good curveball. And there's the umpires. Mike Fillmore is behind the plate for the All-Star Game. I like Mike Fillmore. Mike Fillmore is the home plate umpire for the 2020 MLB All-Star Game. It's an honor for him to be the home plate umpire, especially for the 2020 MLB All-Star Game. Here we go. That's a liner. That's gonna get down in front of the center fielder. Runner's coming around, and he is safe. As he is safe, the throw is cut off in front of the mound. RBI single for Vinny J, and it's 2-0 national lead. As that was hit hard. Fell in front of the center fielder, and then the throw was cut off in front of the pitcher's mound, or really behind the pitcher's mound. 2-0 NL. And that's a pop-up, sky high. Goldschmidt's under it, and he's got it just next to me, or near me. 2 down. And now it's Manny Machado, who I was talking to before the game with whoever number 25 was. 0-2 pitch to Machado, quick pitch, and it's a pop-up again. Center baseman, shallow right center field, and he will make the catch. But that was Dozier. Middle of 1 though, it's 2-0 national lead. And 1 for 1 with an RBI single. I'll take it. This one I quit All-Star Game because I'm a DH. Still 2-0 NL. No runners on, 1 out, top 3 against a new pitcher. It's Corey Kluber, who was supposed to start in this game, but he didn't. But now I'm facing Kluber. Line drive, left center field. I'll be another single. So I'm 2 for 2 with 2 singles and an RBI here in the All-Star Game. Cool if I can be the All-Star Game MVP, but I probably need to do more than 2 singles. Hopefully I'll get at least 1 more at bat. Here we go. Here's, I believe it's Corey Dickerson. Yeah, it is Corey Dickerson. 1-2 pitch, and he swung right through it. 2 down. 3-1 hitters count out of the pitcher, or not to the pitcher. 3-1 hitters count to the batter, I meant. This might be ball 4, or it could be something else, and it's ball 4. 2 on, 2 out. Here we go. 1-2 pitch to the batter now, the next batter. 2 on, 2 out. Come on. And that's a fly ball, but fly ball right field. Routine for Betts. Middle of 2, still 2-0 NL. As right now the AL has no hits. Obviously it's only through 2.5 innings. It's 2-1 NL now. 1 on, 1 out. Top 5 against David Price. Here we go. 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Let's made it 3 for 3, and I made it 3 for 3. 3 for 3 with 3 singles, which I'll take 3 singles. I wish I had maybe a home run or an extra base hit somewhere in there, but I'll take it. I'll take it. 3 for 3 with 3 singles. That could be my last at bat. Here's Dickerson's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. 0-2 pitch to the batter. Come on, come on, single. And he put it in play. That could be a double play though. And I meant to slide. I did not slide, and that's a double play. Middle of 5, 2-1 NL, and that could be the game for me. I might be pinch hit next time. And I am pinch hit. As Charlie Blackmon will pinch hit for me. I'm going to turn off the sim and the rest of the game as Blackmon pinch hits for Vinny J in the 7th inning. What's the score? And it's 3-1. 3-1, bottom 7, 3-1 NL. And we only need 6 rounds for the win. Top 8. Fly out, walk, single, 2 on, 2 out, and an RBI single by Alemnis Diaz. It's 4-1, bottom 8. 2 outs, bottom 8. 1, 2, 3 to the AL, top 9, 4-1 NL. And 2 on, 1 out, fly out, line out, but 3 more outs for the win. Last chance for the American lead. Home run for Michael Brantley. It's 4-2. A single, a fly out, a strikeout, a single, and a pop out. As they had, I believe, with the tying run at the plate, or possibly like the winning run at the plate. But the NL All-Stars beat the AL All-Stars 4-2. As Kershaw gets the win, and there's Rizzo right there. And there's Blackman. And there's Machado. As we win the game 4-2, as I believe the AL had 2 on and 2 out in the 9th. So they had the timer at first base and the winning run at the plate. The AL did. They had the timer at first base and the winning run at the plate, but could not tie it or win it. And the NL beats the AL 4-2. As Kershaw gets the win, obviously in the All-Star game, you don't have to go 5 innings to qualify for a win. And that is not the case in the All-Star game. So Kershaw gets the win. I'm not sure who got the loss or the save. I think it was, Kershaw got the win, Bundy got the loss, and then Mays, I don't think that's a real player, gets the save. Only 5 hits for the AL, as they got a run in the 9th via home run, but that's all they got. As the top player for the NL was Joe Panic, so I'm not sure if if I was the top notable player for the NL, I think that means I won the. If I was the top notable player for the NL, I think that means I would have won the All-Star Game MVP. But I was the second notable player for the NL. The first notable player for the National League was Joe Panic, who went 1 for 2 with a home run, an RBI, and a run scored. I went 3 for 3 with 3 singles and an RBI. I had an RBI single, then I had another single, and then I had another single. So 3 for 3 with 3 singles and an RBI. I'll take it. Wish I had an extra base hit somewhere in there and or a home run, but I'll still take the 3 singles. It's better than 2 singles, or 3 hits is better than 2 hits, 1 hit, or no hits. So I'll take 3 for 3 with 3 singles and an RBI in the All-Star game. I don't think I won the All-Star game MVP because I wasn't the first notable player for the NL. I was the second notable player for the NL. But either way, Clayton Kershaw gets the win, Dylan Bundy gets the loss, and Abdul Mays, I don't think that's a real player, gets the saves. He pitched an inning, gave up 3 hits, and 1 run on the home run. So he did. So the AL did have 2 on and run. So the AL did have 2, so the AL did have a. I actually want to look at the game log. Brantley homered, then a single, then a fly out, a strikeout, a single. So yeah, they did have 2 on and 2 out. The AL had runners at first and second and 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, down 2, and then Yasmani Grandal was up with the time run at first base, and then Grandal was a winning run at the plate, but he popped out to, I believe it said to the first baseman. He popped up as Grandal popped out to the first baseman to end the game. As the AL strands the time run at first, the AL had the time run at first base, and the winning run at the plate with 2 outs. But like I said, Yasmani Grandal popped up to, I believe, the first baseman to end the game, and the AL All-Star or in the NL All-Stars beat Grandal did pop up to the first baseman to end the game, as the NL All-Stars beat the AL All-Stars 4-2 here at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. And I'll do the closing in the next clip because this clip's about to. Or I'll do the closing in the next clip because this clip's about to end. So I'll see you on the other side. See you then. Like I said at the end of the last clip, I'll be doing the closing momentarily here. But before I do, like I said, the NL All-Stars beat the AL All-Stars 4-2 here at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. I'm not sure when this episode of the series will be in real life or in this game. But you'll find out what and when the next episode of the series will be. Or you'll find out what and when the next episode of the series will be when I post it, which hopefully will be sooner than later, but I'm not exactly sure what and when. I'm not sure what or when the next episode of the series will be, but obviously you'll find out what and when the next episode of the series will be when I post it. And you will also find out what and when you'll find out what and when the next video on this channel will be when I post it. So you'll find out what and when the next episode of the series will be when I post it, and you will also find out what and when the next video on this channel will be when I post it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video. You should have, because I won the home run derby and I went 3 for 3 in the All-Star game, and my team, the NL All-Stars, beat the AL All-Stars 4-2. So, like I said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, guys, time for closing the board. If you hit subscribe, the like button. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Tell your mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, aunts, uncles, pets, and friends about these videos. And you know what? I'm going to see you in episode number 46 of this Vinny J. MLB The Show 20 Road to the Show series. See you in episode number 46. And you know how to bait in and dough Marlins.